Hi, so long time no see. I'm gonna be super rusty because it's literally been, I'm gonna adjust you a little bit, a year since I filmed a video, but here I am. So I'm gonna do a whip parade today. Enough of the whip parades, and I think we've all been doing the same thing. So I'm gonna just kind of go to it. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of start from the left and go to the right. And yeah, okay, so I've been working on this. Once I figured out how to use this fuzzy stuff on the frosted pumpkin, what is this called? Easter bunny cookies for Easter something. I'll put up a picture, but once I figured out how to use this, I can now finish this. So I've been working on this the last couple evenings. So if you don't know the trick, and how I came across it was the Facebook group for Frosted Pumpkin. Was you do one leg of the cross stitch. You can kind of see how I've been doing. One leg of the cross stitch with just a regular light colored yellow, because this is yellow, DMC. You do just the bottom leg, and then you do the top leg in the fuzzy. Da, 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 da. So I'm excited to get this little fella done and get him out of the whip stack. So just a little bitty thing. Now this one is technically still, I don't know where to put this stuff. I'm so rusty. Okay, so I think a lot of us do the Ort jars. I can't remember what this stands for, but you know, it's the little jar. I did have mine. Little jar that you put your little threads of flosses, whatever. And I came across this little pattern. I told you I'm rusty. Anyway, so I just got to do the border, and I'm trying to decide what kind of border. This is just a little scrap piece of Ada 16 count that I dyed way back when. So I got that. Like I said, I'll pop up pictures and with more information. I just wanted to get this going, you know. So the next one, I've also been working on this last couple of evenings, is Salem Witch. I have the pattern, Salem Witch. Try not to show you the pattern. Wild Olive. Nope, just made that up. Wild Violet cross stitch. Salem Witch House. And this is on a Be Stitch Me fabric, of course, because they're the best. It's probably a 28 count Lugana. And this is what I have done. I've been working on this last couple of evenings, and it's not hard to stitch on. I'm having a hard time stitching on anything in the evenings right now. I need new glasses. I haven't had my eyes checked in a long time, and so I'm struggling with finding a good setup, but that's another discussion for another day. Okay, next I've been working on this one too, and I have a love-hate relationship with this pattern. There's nothing against the pattern. It's adorable, and it's just fine. It's me. I just, you know, I watched somebody's Flosstube, and they said, you know, you just fall out of love with pieces even when you're stitching them, and you're just like ready to move on. So this is that kind of piece for me. I'm just ready to move on. It's adorable, and but I'm just ready to move on. So I didn't want to carry this into 2023. I wanted to get this done. Why am I fuzzy? Pardon. Okay. I didn't want to carry this into 2023, but I don't like working on it, and I don't want to work on it anymore. I just want to get it done. So what I've done is kind of adapted it for, I was like, okay, what can I not stitch on here, but it still look like it's a finished piece, right? So that way I can like frame it and it can be done, but it doesn't look half done. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't have enough room in my camera view or something. Okay, so here's what I have. So I did the big air balloon a long time ago, and then it set and set and set and set. So when I pulled it back up, I was like, okay, I'll do the 2 clouds. It's hard to see. It shows up better in real life. I'll do the 2 clouds. I'm not going to do the 2 other air balloons. And then I'll do the words and the house, which I've messed up on the colors and reversed them, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. And then I'm going to see what it looks like after I do just this patch of grass with the flowers. I'm going to try to skip all of this other and the tree and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like, and if I'll ever truly be done. Who knows? But it's cute. I love the fabric. I love everything about it. I'm just, you know, ready to move on. So here's that. Next. What else? So this was a new start, pretty close to Christmas time, and it is this little gingerbread guy. I bought him because he kind of looks creepy. You know, he's like, rah, like a big jumbo gingerbread man. And so I took it the extra step. I think this is stitched on, yeah, 28 count Joplin is what it calls for. But I am stitching it on, things are falling. I'm stitching it on, da 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 da. Either 10 count? Either 10 count or 7 count? 10 count. This 10 count. 10 count this fabric. And that's backwards. So sorry. Okay. So that made him extra ginormous, and I love it. He's so creepy, so weird. I love him. And I really could have gotten him done, but I didn't. I was like, meh, ready to move on. It was like 3 days after Christmas. I'm like, meh, I'll put him up and dig him back out at some point. So, and then in the same bag, I have one. I'm kind of, this is from an old book, old cross stitch book. I say old cross stitch book. It's from, you know, either the 90s or early 2000s. I don't consider that old, but regardless. And I can't show you any of it because that's the pattern. Well, I'll have to show you the book. Okay, well, you're just gonna have to, I'll put up a picture here and I'll tell you I want to work on this, but I've picked out my own colors, and this brown here that I'm using for the tree, I've lost it. And I know what it is, but it's just, so yes, I can just order some. It's Roasted Chestnut by Classic Colorworks. So yes, I can just order more, but it's just, you know, annoying that I lost this floss. So, but that's another WIP. Alright, next, what do we have? Okay, I'm going to be working on this in the next couple days. So, I started this last year on January 17th as a memorial piece for not only Betty White, but for my own grandmother, who was also called Betty and also liked roses. So again, I'll have to pop up a picture, but I haven't touched this since last year in January, but I'll pick it back up next couple days and stitch on that. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And there you go. I mean, look at the floss colors. Just gorgeous. So I'm excited to pick that back up in the next little bit. Okay. This one, I want to work on it so bad, and it's the fairy tale. I don't know if it was a sow or not, but it's the fairy tale things by Tiny Modernist. So there are 12 of these, I guess. And she gives you a border and you can stitch them all on one. I'll pop up a picture again. Lots of pictures for this one. And I'm doing this on Picture This Plus Petals, which looks white, but it actually is very pretty pink. Pinky kind of color. Whoops, that's not facing the right way at all. Okay. This is kind of the banner that starts the blue. Is the banner. I don't know what it says. I don't remember. I haven't touched this in a long time. It's really fun to work on. My one problem I have with not picking it up is that it is on such white-ish fabric that I'm terrified of getting, and I have a toddler, I'm terrified of getting something on it. And last time I looked at it, messed with it, which has been a while, my stitch count was off in the circle. And I was like, you know, normally it's not really a big deal. I'll just keep on going. But, oh. And now well, maybe that is okay. See, I don't know. But my stitch count looks off. And so I didn't want it to continue to look off and look bad. So I kind of stopped. But I need to pick that back up. I'm going to put this needle minder with a bunch of needles on it. Somewhere where little fingers can't get it. Okay. Next, all right, this is my oldest WIP. I started this way back when I was pregnant with my son, and I'm even wearing my Tombstone shirt today that I got on the same trip. It was my baby moon before we had our son, before I had our son. This is little Arizona sunset. And I love working on this, but it requires a full setup. You know, it's a paper pattern. It's a paper pattern, and so I blew it up, made it larger, but it just requires a lot of, and it has blending flosses in it, which I like doing. So I haven't touched it in a while. It just requires a lot. It's not a just pick it up and stitch on it kind of thing. It's a full-on thing, but I really want to get this done. So I'm getting this done this year, for sure. And really, I want to get it done before its anniversary in September, because we went in September. So, not our anniversary, but the piece's anniversary. Whatever. Okay. Next. Okay, this is just my card project, but I did stitch on it recently. My card projects are come in handy when my son and I go traipsing around town for the day, and he'll be 2 in March, and he falls asleep in the car, you know, And of course he falls asleep in the car right when we pull up to somewhere, so I'm just kind of stuck in the car, which I know we've all been there. So the car projects come in handy. So this is, I did just pick this up recently. Super cute. And here's the pattern. So cute. And I just picked out my own colors since there's only like 4 colors. And I'm using a Stitch Me silk in Poppy. This orange color. And then I will be using Sunflower as the yellow, and then just regular DMC 310 and just regular white. So that one's really fun. I really want to get some progress on it. I'm doing this, I'm not even telling you like what I'm stitching on or anything. I'm super rusty, I'm sorry. I'm stitching this one differently. Okay, so normally I stitch pretty much 2 over 2 or 2 over 1 if it's Ada. But this one I'm actually doing 1 over 2. And this, I think this is 36 count, so that's probably why I can get away with that and still have the coverage that I have. But I just love, I think the DMC I'm actually doing 2 over 2. But then the word I'm going to do, looks like I missed a stitch there. I am going to do a 1 over 2. So most of the time I do 2 over 2 or 2 over 1 if it's Ada. But that, I really like how the silk looks on that fabric. Okay, next, alright, so this project is one I've been really struggling with, and I feel so guilty not working on it, but I don't want to like UFO it and never work on it again. But I don't like it being in my WIP stack because I don't want to work on it at all. So it is the beloved, the wonderful Witchy Stitchers cryptid Sal. It's adorable, it's perfect. She is one of, if not my very favorite designers. And it's super cute. Every time I pick it up and work on it, I'm like, oh, it's so cute. And I see everybody else's have finished it and stuff, and it looks so cute. But I'm not drawn to work on it. But I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to UFO it. So I'm just gonna, one Flosstuber has like a small stack of kind of in between, I think she calls it like an archive WIPs. And so where, you know, it's like a project like this. Like, I don't want to UFO it. I might someday down the road want to pick it back up again. But I don't want it in my current WIP rotation or anything. So I think I'm gonna kind of move it to archive WIPs. Yeah. And we'll just go from there. What else we got? Oh, let me put this pattern back in here. Excuse me. Pardon. Okay. Next up, we have just this is almost another one that I could go either way. I could buckle down and get it done and be done with it, because it is really cute and really fun, really easy to stitch. Or I could put it in the archive WIPs and it's just kind of there. Not active, but not UFO'd. And it's the, and again, every time I see somebody else working on this or finishing it or whatever, it's so cute. I'm like, okay, I really want to finish mine. And then I don't. It's the Advent Animals. This is free from Brooks Books Publishing. And they're adorable. And they're free. And I already have everything kitted up and ready to go. And I'm doing them individually on just whatever kind of scrap fabrics. I mean, look, I've kind of accumulated. Well, my floss ring came apart. That made a big old mess. That's un momento. Let me put this back together real quick here, because it's making a mess. And see, and pulling it out right now makes me want to stitch on it right now. That's so cute. There's the little mouse. Cute. And I think that's the only one I can show you. Okay. And so I've collected, you know, I decided to do it in pinks and blues. And this is just scrap stuff that I've dyed myself over the years, just testing stuff out. And, you know, I was like, oh, I'll just pick out either a pink or a blue, whichever one I think will look better with the animal. And then, so this is what I have. I don't know what you can see. Okay, you can see it all. So I've done 3. And like I said, I'm doing individuals, so I didn't really worry about placement or anything there. But, and I haven't done the back stitching. But, gosh, my stitches look really nice. Because I stitched them in a hoop. Because they have so much white stitching. That's the only way I can get my white stitches. And I've noticed other YouTubers, Flosstubers, have said the same thing about white stitches. Bane of my existence. I have to stitch them, you know, in a hoop, usually with 3 strands, and I get bored and irritated very easily when it's a big chunk of white. But I did really good on the little polar bear, Bella. Look at him. So I started these as a camping car project. So we were camping a lot. We have a camper. An older camper. I don't know why that's important. Anyway, and so I started these, and I could get, you know, one done by the time we made our first stop. And it was, you know, super fun. And the camper, you know, just has great lighting in it and stuff. Because of the big window. And so it was just perfect. But last time we went camping, I don't know if I didn't work on this. I don't know if I worked on this or not. I think I worked on something else. Because my son was little bitty. And since then we've decided to not go camping with a toddler until he's old enough to not fall off a cliff or something. So it's hard camping with a toddler, and we're just not up for it. So the camper is winterized and covered for right now, this stage in life. So anyway, so that's really the perfect time for me to work on this. So I don't know, but it's adorable, and I really need to, like I said, now I want to pull this out and finish the little mouse and stitch on some of it, but whatever. Next up, okay, so this is my new year, new start. It's a big one, and I'm really excited to work on it. I haven't stitched on it in a couple days because life events, but I'm really excited. So I'm stitching whatever these are called, Santas. Sue Hillis Designs Annual Santa, I guess, maybe. So there are 12 of them, and here they all are. And I'm going to stitch all 12 on one piece of fabric. And it's not a project that I expect to get done in, you know, any amount of time, really. My original goal was by this Christmas, but life events have already started for us this year, so I've extended the deadline to 2024 Christmas. Because I do plan on having this either professionally framed or framing it myself, but I want it framed anyway. So, really excited. I have all 12, and like I said, it was my New Year, New Start, and this is kind of a homage to my mother. My mother died in 2019, and I've told this story in previous videos, but I was stitching her she loved Santas, collected Santas, and I was stitching her a Santa cross stitch, and you know, forever ago, like in the early 2000s, when I first started crafting, I started cross stitching, but I quit anyway and picked it back up later. But I wasn't in love with that project, and so for a long time I just felt guilty, and so I picked it up a while back, finished one Santa, and was like, I don't want to finish any more of these. And it was another big one. There were 12 Santas. I think it was the 12 days of Christmas with Santas. Super cute. But I just couldn't bring myself to work on it or like restart it and change the colors, because the colors were, you know, super outdated and stuff. And so then I went on the hunt for something to replace that project, and that's what this is, and I love it. And it's big, but it's adorable. So here they all are again, and like I said, I haven't gotten much done. It's a very piddly start, but here it is. One red line. I hope you're not disappointed. I hope you weren't expecting some big, you know, half Santa done. There's my one little red line. Okay, so for the frames, I'm using Sulky Cotton Petites 12 weight. This. It's beautiful. It's a dark red, and it's great to work with. I wish I would have done one. I didn't realize I've never used Sulkies before, the Sulky Cottons, so I didn't realize it would be so thick. I kind of wish I would have done one, but I think it's okay to do the border because I'm doing the rest of it in DMC or Fancy Flosses Threadworks, some of the Threadwork stuff. I think it'll look really nice, you know, with the two. But this is 36 count. I don't know if it comes across. It's opalescent. It's sparkly. There we go. Yeah, so it's sparkly. 36 count flax. And I had it custom cut. I got it in a cross stitch store. We were traveling because I don't have a cross stitch store near me at all. Where is that place? Oh, Huntsville, Alabama. I've been in that store twice because we've been passing through. So I went over there and told the lady there that what I was doing, that I was going to do this all on one fabric, and she was not impressed. Maybe she was just having a bad day, but I didn't have a very pleasant, I mean, she was okay. But anyway, so 36 count, opalescent, flax. It's adorable, I love it. And, oh, my little scroll frame is new. This is, so my husband noticed this thing, he goes, what is that? And I said, it's a scroll frame for cross stitch for big projects, or I guess little projects. And he was like, where'd you get that? And I said, you got it for me for Christmas. And he was like, oh, well, Merry Christmas. It looks exactly how I thought it should. Yep, it does. But it's pretty cool. It's my first time using any kind of apparatus like that beyond just either stitching in hand or just the little plastic hoops, but I like it. Okay, so I hope this was as awkward for you as it was for me, and I think I'm going to, while the child is still asleep, go ahead and film my finishes and FFOs from 2022. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to look exactly like this, so it'll be easy to spot. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Okay.